It's that time of year again, spring cleaning. I like to keep it as simple as possible and thought I'd share how I spring clean my kitchen with you. Let's start with the refrigerator and freezer. First, I remove any magnets, calendars, and shopping lists. I fill a sink with soapy water, which is dish soap, and some hot water, and I use a clean rag to wipe down all the surfaces, the front, the side, the top, etc. I use baking soda and a scrub pad to clean up the handles and any other tough marks. I empty out the inside of the refrigerator, and I mean everything. While doing this, I throw out things that need to be thrown out and things that I won't use anymore. I wash all of the drawers and shelves with soapy water. I also wipe all the sides and the ceiling and the base of the refrigerator and freezer as well. Put only the items you want to keep back in your refrigerator and freezer. Now is a great opportunity to reorganize if you want. Use baskets, baking sheets lined with shelving paper on your shelves for easy cleanup and more. I like to get rid of the cobwebs and dust. I have a dust mop on an extendable pole. I go around my kitchen and get all of the ceiling creases, corners, tops of the windows, and I remove all of the cobwebs and dust from my kitchen. For my baseboards, walls, window ledges, and molding, I wipe all of these up with a bucket of soapy water and a clean rag. You'll be amazed at how much food around your table actually hits your walls. For my chairs and bar stools, I wipe these down with a bucket of soapy water and clean rag as well. Light fixtures, outlets, and light switch plates. Again, using a bucket of soapy water and a clean rag, I wipe down my light fixture. Mine is hard to come apart, so I do the best I can to wipe them down. Otherwise, I recommend removing the light bulb and the glass, washing the glass by hand, and replacing it all when it's dry. I also wipe down all of the outlet and light switch plate. They tend to collect fingerprints as well as grease particles from cooking over time. Kitchen cabinets. I use Murphy's oil soap and water to clean these. It cleans them, is safe for wood cabinets, and doesn't dry them out. You'll follow the directions on the back to decide how much to use, but basically it's 1/4 to 1/2 cup, depending upon how dirty or greasy your cabinets are. You'll place your desired amount in a 1-gallon bucket and fill with warm water. You don't have to scrub hard, that's the beauty. Windows. I am so excited to share a chemical-free way that cleans your windows and leaves them streak-free. I use 2 microfiber cloths in water. That's it. The first cloth is the one I dip in the water and wring out. Then I wipe the entire window down with this cloth. The second cloth is completely dry, and I use this cloth to wipe up the water. I am so pleased with the results.
Is your stove dirty? Take some vinegar, put it onto the surface, of course after it's cooled down, and then go in a circular motion. This is going to help to take up any of the grease that is there. Vinegar is great with removing grease from either clothing and also off of surfaces. I mean, look at this. You can actually see after I pick it up that there is a good amount of grease that is on here. Vinegar really helps to get grease off of surfaces. What you're going to need is you're going to need a shot glass and also some vinegar. Take your shot glass and fill it up with some vinegar. Now go and take your paintbrush. Of course, after you cap the vinegar, because you don't want to spill, go and put the paintbrush in there, push it around a little bit, swirl it, bend it if it can bend. If it won't bend, you'll need to have it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. After it's sat for about 10 to 15, you should notice that the color of the vinegar changes and your brush will get a bit looser. The longer that you keep it in, the softer that your brush will get, and this is an easy and great way to go and save all of your paintbrushes that you might have accidentally left in paint. On to the next. Take another shot glass, fill it up with some vinegar. Don't fill it all the way to the top. And what you're going to want to go and do is put some plastic wrap over the top of it. After it's secured down, poke some holes in the top with a knife. Make sure the knife doesn't fully and totally touch the bottom because you don't want these holes to be too big. After you've poked a good amount of holes, just about 10 to maybe 15 holes, go and put this onto a shelf. This is great for the spring to summertime, especially if you have issues with fruit flies, and this will really help to fix the problem. Do you have an onion that maybe is going bad? If you have a red onion that's going bad, and you'll know that it's going bad if it's kind of squishy or maybe it has a side that looks a little goopy like this. That's kind of gross, but this onion isn't fully and totally bad. So what you want to do is you want to cut off at least 1 or 2 of the layers. Make sure to go nice and slow so you don't, of course, cut yourself because when they are like this, they are a little bit slippery. So take off the extra 1 to 2 layers that might be a little bit squishy. And after you remove those layers, make sure to go and take all of the extra scraps, hopefully compost them. But now what you want to do is slice your onion nice and thin. Slice it, continue to slice until you get all the way down to the end. Put vinegar into a glass container. You should boil this glass container first just to make sure it's fully clean. And now put the onion inside. This is how you can easily go and pickle onions. You can also add sugar or other things too to the vinegar just to go and add a little bit of extra sweetness if you really wanted to. Go and cap the jar. And now that onion that was on its last leg has a new life.
Start by taking everything off your floors out of the kitchen. You'll want to vacuum your entire floor completely. After your floor is completely vacuumed, you'll want to mop it. I like to use my steam mop. This disinfects and cleans at the same time. Let's talk about how to clean up any wood that you have in your kitchen. I like to use Murphy's oil soap. You can use this mixture to clean all of your kitchen cabinets. Make sure to get the tops, the sides, the edges, the places where you grab onto to open and close them, and all the little ledges that collect dirt. And then once that's done, you can move on to any other wooden pieces that you have in your kitchen. I like to clean my chairs, my stools, and even my kitchen table. Cleaning with soapy water can be fantastic. Soap disinfects and removes any grease and grime as well. Start by cleaning your light switches. We touch these and they're very germy. You can also use the soapy water mixture to clean your walls, your baseboards, and the molding around your windows and other areas in your kitchen. When it comes to cleaning your windows, all you need is a little water in a damp microfiber cloth. Time to clean your fixtures. You can use a vacuum cleaner if you'd like, or better yet, use that soapy water and just use your damp washcloth to clean all the little pieces. If you have a pantry door, wipe it down with the soapy water mixture. Make sure to get all of the edges, the creases, the crevices, the molding around it, and then definitely don't forget to clean the door handle as well. Now let's talk about your refrigerator. First, take that soapy water and wipe the exterior of your refrigerator. Wipe the handles, the front, the sides, and the top. Next, you're going to want to gut your entire refrigerator. Take everything out, go through it all, decide what you need to keep and what you need to get rid of. Look for expiration dates, what's old, what you want to keep, what you'll never use again. Make some soapy water in your sink and wash all of your kitchen shelves, drawers, and more. Once those are all clean, dry them off. Place them back into your refrigerator. Use that soapy water to wipe down the inside as well, wiping the walls or the drawers that don't come out. When you're done with this, put all of your items back in an organized fashion. You'll love the way it looks. Use that soapy water to clean your backsplash. This is a great way to remove all those greasy splatters off your backsplash. Use that same soapy water to clean those glass cooktops. It works just as well with any other kind of range. Don't forget to grab your duster and clean the dust on the top of the molding as well as cobwebs around all the edges of your kitchen. Follow around all the edges and make sure to catch every little one. You can also use that soapy water mixture to make a streak-free and super clean countertop.